Hey guys, thanks for checking in on the channel. Today we got the KingCamp cabin tent out. You've seen this tent in a previous video. Huge cabin tent. It's rated for 4 seasons, and this poly cotton, it's like a canvas rooftop. I'm sure will hold all that heat in pretty nicely. The only problem is it doesn't have a stove jack. So today we're going to install that. We're going to side exit through this tent because you've got 360 windows underneath here and this tarp. I don't want to wreck that. It has such good rain coverage. So we're going to side exit and go on a 90 and see how that works out. We're pretty excited. We're going to be installing our new Pomoly Dweller 2.0 stove. My beautiful wife bought me that for my birthday last month, and I'm excited to put this in this tent. I think it'll heat this tent no problem. But first step is to get that stove out and see where we're going to place it inside the tent. All right, well, this is the new stove. It's about 30 pounds. It's full-size stove. I think this is about going to be the location. Take my shoes off. So that's the one thing about this KingCamp cabin tent is the doors open up identical and can get so much light in here. There's no bugs at this time of year, so I'm not worried about that. It's nice I can see in here, see what we're doing. We're gonna get this stove. I think this is about the location I'm gonna use because there's nothing in the way of the tent fabric like a window and electrical zippered pass-through opening, or some of the storage stuff is on the opposite side. So I think this is the end I'm going to go with for the installation, and yeah, we'll get to that. I'm going to get some of the parts that we ordered and go through that and start cutting into this tent. Alright, so this is the Pomoly Dweller 2.0. There's a newer version. It has glass windows on both sides as well as the front. This is just a front single glass, but this thing is like having an actual fireplace in your tent. It burns so controlled. Wait till you see it. I love this stove. I have the best wife in the world. She bought it for me for my birthday. This wasn't sent to us. She bought this. She knew I wanted it. I'm so excited. We're going to do some winter tenting with it, and I think that this will definitely heat this tent. It is a big tent, but we're going to find out today how smooth it goes, so let's open her up. Oh, yeah. See that's the nice glass. Always put this little piece that they give you back in there, because those pipes that store in there will scratch up your glass when you're transporting it, so I definitely keep it. Don't throw it out. But let's get this thing set up, see how tall it is and where I might exit out the side of this tent. All right, so these are the products that we ordered. So this is a tent protector, stainless steel, runs right through the tent, and the fabric of the tent can be near this. This will be cool to the touch, and your stove pipes are going to pass right through there. These will tighten down onto the pipes, and you can slide this in and out depending on how much clearance you want from the outside fabric or inside fabric, and then your pipes will run through there. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to operate the damper off of this, just with the 90-degree angle that's going to come off. I think I'm going to come off at about the first pipe section, so I might be up and around here, and we'll see. I might be able to get that damper on. Hopefully we can. This stove operates so well that I'm not entirely upset if it doesn't in this tent. It will always operate in other tents. And if you could pass straight through your tent, same setup, this will go right through the tent fabric, and there's a rain cap you can order that will stop the rain from going back down and inside this tent. So excellent product. This is from Gstove Canada. It's designed for the Gstove, but I don't see anyone else making it, and it'll work on this stove, so we ordered that. And these are 90-degree elbows. These fit connected pieces to the manufacturer pipes in there. Remember, these bigger stoves are larger. They're 2 7/8, so a little bit bigger than all the other stoves, even the other version of Pomoly. So when you're ordering these, they might recommend the smaller ones, but you have to make sure you order the right size. So I've already tested them. They fit. You'll see. Like this. Whoa. they go right on there. So you'll see when I connect that to a pipe. And first off, we're going to get some pipes out, get this thing set up, find our height, draw a circle, cut in the fabric, pass that through, get the pipes out, get the 90 on, and get this thing lit. And there's always one up top. I always suggest use your spark arrestor piece, it's your very last piece, and tuck it up there last so that when you're putting together the stove, you don't end up thinking you got everything together and you're missing a piece. So either your damper piece or this top piece, that's the first or last piece, tuck up the top, and then you know you got all the pipes before starting a fire. It happens, and it's not easy to get those out when the fire's going, so let's get this set up. Okay, so you can see I was able to get the stove damper on first, which is good. I was worried about the height might come up a bit too much, and I do think that you'd want to maybe 90 out your heat from your chimney a little higher, but we're going to try this out here. The only thing being is that sometimes the airflow going through the stove might have a hard time going over that 90 right away, but the stove runs so efficient, I don't think it's going to be an issue. What you do is you're going to want to take these bolts off the one end so that it'll pass through tightly on the fence, put the bolts back on outside the tent, leave these ones on this end, slip it on to your pipe, and just turn her in. See where she's sitting? And then I'm literally just going to take a marker and I'm going to draw a circle. There she goes through the tent very nicely. So that's going to sit up there a little bit supported once these pipes are installed, and yeah, we're going to get that on. Now you can see that this is the area I'm worried about. I want to get past it before going back up, so I'm gonna, and I'm not worried about this anymore. It's going to be totally clear, but it'll be this fabric. But I do have a solution. At worst, I don't need it this far out of the tent. I can actually roll this up and clip it and then re-string it so that it's back further. But we're gonna get the pipe up, see where it sits. Just keep going with these guys, just like that. So that's pretty good. That's about where it's gonna sit. I can creep this up, but the heat does come off these pipes. So the other thing you can do is get a good stick or a tent pole that you have, an extra one, mount it under here, and it'll raise this guy up quite a bit. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing for today. I found a stick, super wet, so maybe it'll steam a little bit, but I highly doubt it'll catch any fire issues. I don't really want that to happen this close to the tent. So what I will do before going out with the family is I'm going to find a nice piece of stainless steel that I can weld up. That'll be a nice little A-frame support for this. I'm sure you could probably find something in order, but I'm going to make something up, so I'm not worried about it. But for today, I'll just monitor it. And like I said, I can always roll this fabric back. You can literally even just tuck it underneath, put that down, tuck it underneath and peg it and get a little bit more room if you needed. But before we do that, this is what comes with the stoves, and goes over top this piece, and we can anchor it down. I've got some beaners to anchor this down just for some more support, because once this is going on a 90, this pipe can go left or right with the wind, so we want to secure that a little bit. So let's just do a little walk around. You can see right there, that's the tent protector on. Nice 90 stove, which we haven't fired up. Big window for some air. And then we got our other 90 supported, guide out. So this gives you an idea. There's nothing in here right now. Today's video is about setting up the stove and getting the logistics right, but nice spot for the stove, huge floor space, big windows for, you know, if it does get hot in here, it can vent out. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, let's fire up this stove and see how everything works. We'll leave that door open for just a bit till that starts to go. Like, look how nice and efficient this stove already works. Look at the draw coming off that. That's just little kindling I started it with. So the heat of the pipe, the underside is cool to the touch, but the top does get a little bit hot. Obviously, I think most people would use it more vertically than horizontally, but they are meant for both. This pipe is a little bit bigger than the Gstove pipe or the smaller pipes for Pomoly, so that little bit of a difference in thickness of pipe, that might account to a little bit of heat. But so far, there's been no issues. This thing is ramping off a lot of heat. The doors in here are wide open, the windows are wide open. I mean, it's not a cold winter day, but I can feel the heat in here. The roof of this tent holds the heat down. Everything's working pretty good. I'm going to burn this a little longer, just do a little bit more observation on the tent fabric, and might as well boil some coffee, I think. Well, I'm waiting for that water to boil. It's so nice out. It's not raining, it's not even windy. All the doors are open in this tent and it is so warm in here. It's crazy. I'm gonna set up a little blow up sofa chair and sit back, relax, and have a cup of coffee, and then monitor this heat of the tent protector for a little longer, keep this fire going, have some coffee. And that'll be about the end of the video. feeling too festive. It's almost Christmas time, and I was just going to do the video on installing this, but it just doesn't feel right being in this nice cabin with a fire stove going. We need some Christmas lights. A little blow-up cabin chair. That's better. This chair is from KingCamp. This is one of their air mattress blow-up chairs, sofa chairs, and there's a matching love seat as well. I'll put a link to this chair in the description. They've got an outer cover so they can go indoor, outdoor, and they have tent pegs so they won't blow away or anything. We're going to use them in the tent. They're pretty awesome. Comfy. This little back raft. Got a fire going. I may or may not have taken some of my daughter's Christmas decorations out of her bedroom. If she finds out, she'll be a little bit mad, but she'll love that they're in this video. Sorry, Charlie, but they're so cute. Look at this tree. Got the nice Christmas lights set up. This feels like a better video. It seemed a little bit empty in here. Stove's been working great. The tent hasn't burned whatsoever. The tent protector's working good, I think. Oh yeah. Water's boiled. We're ready for some coffee. You see these in the video a lot. They're Starbucks instant coffees. They're just too easy. I do like brewing my own coffee, but these are very convenient and excellent coffee. Just dump that down there. Don't leave any garbage. Actually, I don't like putting a lid on my coffee cup sometimes. I just don't like the plastic part. I just like the cup. I like the Yeti cups. They hold that heat in there while the lid's off. But all right, let's get a little bit more wood in this stove. Get her up one more time, and then we'll let her burn out and cool down, and then we'll pack up this tent. We're not staying overnight tonight. This is just a day site just to try out this 90-degree elbows and the tent protector, and so far I'm happy, and I think Jordan and Charlie are gonna love that this is ready for some winter camping. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy a coffee. Gonna put some wood on there. Oh well, that's nice and cozy. Chair's cozy. Nice little Christmas decorations going on. The stove, like this stove adds such a comfort to having a tent, and this isn't like a teepee tent that I have. This is a nice big space. It feels like I'm sitting in a cabin. You can see out the windows. Very nice. The stove exit worked well. I think down the future I'd probably switch that up to a silicone velcroed in stove exit, but we're going to try this out a few times. Snow is about to fly in our area. Can't wait. We're going to get this tent out with the stove and the family in here. Gonna do some nice winter activities and come back to this cabin and make some dinner and get cozy in here. Pretty excited. Everything's working out pretty great. If you got this far in the video, I appreciate it. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.